everyone, I'm Metis Balaska, and welcome back to Arcadia Fallen. We're getting rather close to the end of this game. Let's get right to it. As you can see, we saved in a rather unusual place last time, but there's a special reason why I did this. You'll see right now. This takes a while, and the next two chapters together are actually quite short. You run and run until you can't run anymore. Ancient tree crowns stretch high above you, shrouding everything in darkness as Mime leads you forward. Everyone's gone. Lost in the chaos of your escape, the two of you now stumble through the forest alone. You trip and fall to your knees, and Mime crouches down in front of you, her big eyes wide with concern.
Are you okay?
What do you feel at this point? Because this is like everything's gone to hell. I think, for real, in this kind of situation, I would be feeling despair. I mean, it's what I chose last time, but still. You feel whatever strength that carried you through the forest drain away. How could it all end like this?
This is...
I used to say I wanted adventure, but not like this. I don't know what to do.
Everything's just too much.
You said it, girl. I'm sorry, Metis. I'm so very sorry. The forest around you is foreign to you, and with the thicket thicket blocking blocking out the light above, it's difficult to guess how long you've been running or where you've ended up. I don't recognize this.
Oh no.
Just how far into the forest do we go?
I wonder...
I'm not sure. I didn't really keep track while we were running. Fair. But it seems quiet, so we should be safe, I think. There's a rustle in the leaves, and you both freeze, shifting closer together. What was that? A shape emerges from the forest, an ominous feeling washing over you, suffocating you. You have felt powerful magic before, but the crushing presence of the shadow before you is unlike anything from this realm. Almost like it isn't mortal magic at all. The king of the forest. Yep, this is him. I wonder if the no body thing is a design choice, and the human body was added later, or if this just went, if its sprite just isn't completed yet. I think it's kind of cool that. Oh no, wait! I can see kind of like a neck stretching out. There, my bad. I think this is a cool design though. Like it's simplistic, but you can see the sheer power. Mine breathes, and the being steps closer, and your breath catches. He is a tall being, much taller than any human you know. Dark, empty eye sockets of a deer skull stare back at you when you shiver, terror running through your body. I'm going to keep quiet for this one, and since we know he's a gentle sort. You stare at the godly being numbly, and nothing happens. He doesn't move to attack or hurt you, he just watches you silently, taking you in, until he seems satisfied with what he's found. The deer god turns and motions for you to follow him down the path.
Huh?
It looks like he wants us to follow. Let's follow. You nod and follow him silently, mine sticking closely to your side. The sun goes down and the woods turn dark, and as you follow the god through his realm, in here the trees grow taller and thicker, stretching above you into a suffocating dome, and then tiny lights begin to peek out from within the leaves and branches. They glow like lanterns, illuminating the path ahead.
Huh?
What's that over there? Mine look ahead in wonder. Shed. That's a typo. Mine looks ahead in wonder as the deer comes to a halt in front of a clearing. Looking out, you see a small building nestled among the trees. An inn. The deer guard turns to mime and then leans down, pressing his skull against her forehead. Aww. You move to stop him, but he doesn't hurt her, just stands. Then he rises and walks into the trees. What was that about?
I have some questions.
What was that all about?
I wonder.
He just wished us a good journey.
I wonder.
Strange, I have this feeling. Like he's someone familiar to me, like a father. Yeah, remember how the card of the father of the forest looked familiar to her, and not only me that the fairy we encountered before with Victoria mentioned and her being a child of the king. So yeah, while the game doesn't answer it outright, it's pretty clear that it's Mime is the daughter of the king of the forest, which is why he was sticking in with us. He was looking out for his kid, like any good parent should do. That's crazy thoughts. Yeah, sure. It's not like it's been heavily implied already. It's all that adrenaline speaking. But this here should be a place as we can be safe. That's what he said, at least. So let's go inside. I wonder. Ah, yes! I found this in my previous playthrough while going through the endings. Before we continue, I'm going to show it to you right here. This is a nice little Easter egg. Ta-da! Heroes of the Merry Sparrows Inn. Ooh, and it shines too. I like that. So yeah, at first I was a little confused about this, but then it clicked that these are Kickstarter backers. At least the top backers, I believe. What confused me most was this one, Morgana, because it was as close to the default name Morgan. So I thought, why is that there? Because remember, I found it during the endings. So yeah, that's a nice little Easter egg. You walk into the inn and are hit by the warm air and the scent of hearty foods and mulled wine. Patrons are milling about the many tables, laughing boisterously and talking excitedly. This is a nice change of scenery. Like a party of old friends catching up after a long year.
Good evening, dear Alchemist.
Have you hydrated today?
So this is where your tale took you. How interesting.
Good to see you.
It's good to see you, Rune. It's been a long day, so a friendly face is comforting.
The pleasure's all mine. I was just here to check in with another legend of mine. It seems her tale has finally come to a close, so I wanted to get all the final details.
Do tell. That sounds nice.
That sounds nice. Did she have a happy ending?
That's yet to be seen. For now, let's focus on your story, yes? You have, after all, managed to wander quite far away from home.
Yeah, no doubt.
Welcome to the Merry Sparrows Inn, the final transit stop for heroes' souls before they pass on to the afterlife.
Yeah, there's a bit of world building. Like, this isn't just a place for This isn't just a place for bards to collect their stories or just to meet. It's where it's where heroes go after they die. So, in a way, it's kind of like Valhalla. Kinda. It could also be likened to maybe Elysium in Greek mythology, but I think Valhalla would be more accurate. But this is just like a stop point.
Wait, these people are ghosts?
Indeed. Why so surprised?
Yeah, technically they're kind of your people now, mine.
You're a spirit yourself, are you not?
Yep.
Ghosts and spirits are not the same. Ghosts can be super vengeful and haunt you for the rest of your life. Also, they are creepy.
You're just too adorable, mine.
I can assure you none of these ghosts are out to get revenge on anyone. Only the souls of those who have lived a life of adventure can enter this place.
Yeah, so it's a place. It's a place is where you land if you're a hero, like say Valhalla. I don't know if there's any equivalent to Celtic or anything, but like Valhalla seems like the closest one to me.
The kind that has grand tales of heroism to leave behind. I can introduce you to some of them, if you'd like.
Please do. I'm sensing a theme. I'm sensing a theme.
I'm starting to sense a theme here. And the theme is that I keep dying.
I would like to state for the record that it wasn't my fault. this time.
It wasn't your fault the first time either, mine. Don't worry.
I can dispel that misunderstanding. You are not dead. While this is a place to celebrate the end of a long journey, the Sparrow does like to open his doors on special occasions.
What does that mean?
The heroes in this place have seen many things. Tragedy, triumph. They carry with them a well of knowledge. Sometimes, when a traveler like yourself stumbles, the wise words of someone who's been there before will put you back on the right path.
I'm sorry if you were hearing the vacuum in the background, and some housework is being done right now, and I had to pick this time to record. Hopefully the mic didn't pick that up. Back on the right path. Yeah, so this also takes some inspiration from the Japanese tale of the Sparrow's Inn, which I believe house wayward travelers. I'm not 100% clued up on that. So I'll need to read up on it at some point.
If you wish, you may go see what knowledge they offer.
Ghosts?
Wait. So, if these people are ghosts, what does that make us?
You're not dead, if that's what you're concerned about.
That's a relief.
It does kind of keep happening.
The inn is a safe haven for heroes. Its doors are always open to heroes in need of a bit of guidance. And you, my friend, look like a lost soul if I've ever seen one.
The Sparrow?
Who is the Sparrow?
That would be the innkeeper. He is a patron for all heroes' tales, one of the 3 gods of mortal stories.
Three gods?
Gods of storytelling? I've never heard about that before.
Few know about them these days, but the Empire's clutches can never reach them in here.
And woe to them if they try, I imagine.
The Sparrow is for the hero's tale. Those stories that live on forever. The Raven for the quiet tales. Those that will fade away with those who experience them. And finally, the Nightingale, who watch over the storytellers, the bards, the artists, the mother sitting on the edge of her child's bed.
I want to say the Tales of Swords and Souls thing from the Soul Calibur series, but I can't remember the whole thing. What was it again? A Tale of Swords and Souls across history eternally retold, something like that. I love that series. It was kind of my favorite fighting game series for a while. I was horrible at fighting games though. Though I did know Sophia pretty well for a while.
Together, they watch over the death and legacy of all mortals in this realm.
The King of the Forest.
We met someone strange who led us here. A man with a deer skull for a head. Do you know about him?
The King of the Forest escorted you here himself?
Yeah, so he doesn't do that often.
That is quite the honor.
Well, we kind of have his daughter with us. My daughter now, bitch. That's kind of mean. Then we can be parents together, even if we're not SOs. Heroes?
What did you mean when you said heroes?
Why don't you ask one yourself? Come, I'll make the introductions.
Rune takes you through the crowded tavern, winding through patrons and speaking animatedly until he pauses in front of one who looks distinctively quiet. No, you're not Batman. 0 out of 10. Sorry. But yeah, when I first saw this guy, the first immediate thought to me was like he was like Chris Redfield from the Resident Evil series. He just looked rather similar to me. What with the brown sleek back hair and the green clothing and the gloves. So I kind of made some Resident Evil jokes the first time I saw him. A man is sitting by himself, sipping from his drink, smiling lazily at the merriment going on around him.
Good evening, Rixus.
No, his name's not Chris. 0 out of 10.
Oh, Rune? Back for more wild tales, are you?
Something like that.
Rune nudges you forward.
The Alchemist here was just passing through and could use a bit of wisdom to guide her forward. Do you mind sharing a little?
The man laughs heartily, placing down his cup.
I think...
Wisdom? I think you've got the wrong guy for that. But sure, I can tell the kid a story.
I'm Rixus.
Happy to be at your service, kid. Very reassuring. Story?
What do you mean?
A story? What do you mean by that? A curious one, huh?
Let me tell you.
You're here because your world just kicked you in the face, right? Yeah, I would call it demon. I would call it a demon invasion a bit more and get a bit more than a kick in the face. But I've been there. Oh, believe me, I have. But I managed to pick myself up from the dirt.
But you see...
I never wanted to be a hero. I was living a quiet life as a merchant, trading wares near the port at Verstad, when I was falsely accused of committing fraud. The woman who framed me was another merchant who didn't much care for the competition for some nobody mage spawn. And there we have more of that bigotry. He had connections to a prominent blue-blood official who easily swallowed the idea of my crime. I never stood a chance. I lost everything. Had to leave my home, my business, my family.
Oh.
Horrible.
I think...
It was a hopeless situation indeed. I was one commoner against a system that had deemed me a villain. Most sane people would have cut their losses and moved on, but I couldn't do that. What did you do?
I wonder.
What did you do then? I needed a plan.
Let me tell you.
I took all my anger and pain and let it drive me forward. I spent a year planning my revenge. Scheming, gathering intelligence, and training for the job I had to carry out. I entered the noble official's estate and relieved him of some accounting of some accounting book, 'cause he wasn't too keen on sharing. Dumped them at the door step of a rival noble, and then just sat back and watched as the vultures ripped him to shreds. As for the merchant, it turned out that he has a bit... voice breaking. It turned out that I hadn't been the first competitor she had been holding down with deceit and threats. When she lost her connection to the elite, the other merchants turned against her. Turns out the allies you make by blackmail are not very loyal in the end. That seems fitting. That seems like a fitting end for a con man to be conned.
Indeed.
It felt great, not gonna lie about that. But once it was done, I noticed something even greater.
But you see...
I think the thirst for revenge gave me a boost to pick myself up, but once I succeeded, it wasn't pain that kept me going. It was knowing that I'd done something to prevent someone else from ending up in the place I did.
It's a simple kind of pleasure, knowing you've made a change to the world.
Things might seem dark now, but I swear it's worth it in the end. Rune steps up to squeeze your shoulder. Yeah, I kind of like how this is the story that you start out with. Like, not some grand adventure, but a guy who was wronged who wanted revenge. But when he was done with it, he thought, you know what? I actually helped people by doing that. And that felt good to him. Like, his life was ruined. Probably would never get it back. But it was the fact that he stopped people from going through the same thing. That was the greatest reward for him. He stopped other people's lives being ruined, and that felt good. And it shows that, like, it doesn't matter the size of your deeds, but the deeds themselves that matter.
Thank you for the story, Rixus.
Almost got in the way of Rune again. Sorry. Anytime, buddy. He laughs, picking up his drink again, holding it up for you in a toast. Good luck, kid. I'll be looking forward to hearing your story once you return to this place. You leave Rixos behind, Rune smiling to himself as you head towards another corner in the inn.
So this place is like a club for heroes?
That's a nice way to put it.
Indeed.
Why would he want to share his story with us, though? What's the point?
To reminisce. Mostly. These people are a nostalgic bunch, but also to inspire. Come. There's someone else I'd like for you to meet.
Rune walks up to a tall guy with finely polished armor.
Darius, do you have a moment?
He turns and your eyes widen. Reptile eyes staring back. You've never seen anything quite like it before. Dragon. Whoop, sorry, mime. But yeah, this is a dragon. Kind of makes the bit of bone in Victoria's sword a little more horrific, doesn't it? Funny how it changes when you give something a more human form, huh?
You're quite perceptive.
Most visitors don't recognize my kind anymore.
Darius Dunca, at your service.
I like that name, Dunka. Yeah, he's not dangerous. We're good. What are you doing here?
What?
What's a dragon doing here? So far, I've only seen humans in this place. Some exceptions were made on my behalf. The Sparrow is a great fan of tales of friends facing down on obstacles together, and he didn't want to split me from mine. The dragon motioned with his hand to a table behind you, where 5 people are sharing a laugh over cups of mead. They are a colorful bunch, but all distinctively human.
Really?
These are your friends? But I thought humans and dragons were not very friendly. I mean,
That is true.
there was a great war, yes. The dragons did not like the emergent human race pressing at their borders, and so I sought to end it. I disagreed with my people's decision to change sides to aid the humans.
Huh?
Almost changed the context of that. What happened?
It all began when...
I had learned the location of one of the great dragon generals. A cruel, ruthless killer who had no intention of seeing the war come to an end. Pardon me? I wanted to gather a team to take him out, but not many humans were keen to trust a dragon deserter. So I ended up with those 5.
Things didn't go as planned.
Yeah, yet another group of 5 people. Well, technically group of 6, but yeah, 5 is kind of a number here. Through our travels, we formed bonds, made memories, and shaped the world for the better. But when we finally arrived to face down the general, we weren't ready.
No.
He was too strong, effortlessly laying waste to our plans. As he was toying with us. Bleh. And when he was defeated, and when we were defeated and prone before him, he made us an offer. We could go if we could go if we left one behind. How terrible.
That guy.
Forcing you to make such a choice. He was clearly toying with you. What a sadistic piece of...
You see...
He reveled in the moment. We had played right into his hands after all, and he could do with it as he wanted.
No.
For me, it was an easy choice. I was the one who convinced them to join them. I had to be the one to take the fall. But the dragon didn't want me. He picked someone else. Maddie.
You see...
She was the smallest of us, but she kept her head high as she stood before the general.
But then...
I thought we had lost. And then she pulled a magic... God. This is the time has gone to message me. I'm sorry about that. I forgot to mute my phone. I thought we had lost. And then she pulled the magic feather from within her cloak and summoned the spirit of a giant eagle to come to our aid. I wonder if that's a Lord of the Rings reference. Specifically to the movies. I don't think the eagles were in the book. I don't remember. Mostly because I never read the book. Well, I never read from book 2 onwards. I read part of the second book, but I just kind of lost it and just kind of lost my way to reading more, so I never kind of picked it up again. It was such an absurd and fantastical trick to pull, and somehow her defiance in the face of death inspired us. I and our fighter Mal jumped onto the eagle's back, and from the air we fought with renewed strength. Wolfgar, bless his soul, cast spells to heal our wounds, and Meriseth created a distraction to draw the dragon's fire, with illusions of hundreds of ravens. Finally, Oriala used a spell to create a giant magical fist that punched out the lights of our enemy, so she was technically Mage Green Lantern. We won. At least I think she. That sounds crazy. That's quite. Your friends are crazy. That's quite the story.
That's amazing.
That sounds like an epic tale. It certainly didn't feel like it in the moment. Now, millennia later, it was quite a feat.
That day, I learned to put trust in my friends.
Their ideas might have been unorthodox and downright mad, but they saved me. Saved us all.
Thank you for the story, Darius.
Anytime, Rune. The dragon bows his head and walks off towards the table with his friends. More laughter and cheerful conversations rise up from them.
This is all pretty crazy. So all the heroes just live here?
Eventually, the patrons of the inn move on to the afterlife. Some stay longer than others, but eventually, they all move on.
Well, I suppose after fighting a dragon in general and almost dying, I suppose it's fair to have a millennia to have fun.
Where do they go?
Millennium, sorry. Millennia is multiple.
Who
You know.
knows?
Whoop.
That's not my jurisdiction, as no one has ever lived to tell the tale.
That's fair. I mean, when the prerequisite from going to the afterlife is you have to be dead, it's not exactly going to commonly spread around.
How are you feeling?
Comforted.
I feel better now, somehow. This place. These people. It's very calming.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I'm glad you feel that way. The inn is a place of magic, but even magic can't fix everything.
Challenge accepted.
Humans are complicated.
Even more complicated than the phrase would suggest.
Your souls are fragile, yet strong. I think, in time, you will come to terms with what has happened. As for here and now, I think there's someone here who wants to see you.
The bard takes you through the room and to a table in the corner, where a familiar face sits, sipping on a cup of tea.
Child, how in Alethero's name did you end up here?
Yep. Elizabeth went out a badass. I walked here. You tell me.
I don't... How did you get here? Last time I saw you, you were in the town square.
A lot of things happened. I will tell you. But I believe I asked for a story first.
We got separated from the others. And then the king of the forest led us to this place.
So, you are here to seek guidance. That's a relief.
Elizabeth, what are we gonna do? The demons are loose in town.
Yeah, it can't really get much worse, can it?
Everyone is... Is there really no way to put things right?
I'm not going to lie to you. Reinforcing the fractured seal was the easy solution to this. Now that it is shattered, and the demons are out, the situation is most dire. Your locket still might be able to restore the demon's prison, but with no way to trap them again, I fear we don't have a lot of options.
This is all my fault. I couldn't stop it. I couldn't do anything in the end. And now everything is...
Don't blame yourself. None of this will ever be your fault, no matter how things turn out in the end.
Elizabeth smiles gently and reaches out to grab your hand, squeezing it.
You have already done so much, gotten so far. Your kind heart took you on this path. Your tenacity made you stick it out. You never needed anyone to tell you what to do. You accepted this burden without reservation. By overcoming challenges, you gained confidence in your own abilities.
Especially those last 3 alchemy challenges, am I right?
You gathered a group of extraordinary individuals, and together, you investigated this threat and came up with a plan to solve it. You settled into your role as their leader. Not an easy task, but you made them follow. And together, you faced down one challenge after another. You even fell in love. I'm not so blind that I haven't noticed.
Yeah, I think this is all Elizabeth summing up your choices throughout the game up to this point, and I kind of like it. It's kind of like a brief recap, and it's not only the game acknowledging the choices you made, but it's also it's also like feels so natural, probably because you have to click through it manually. But it's many AAA games that try to do this with voice acting. It sounds kind of awkward, doesn't it? At least earlier. I'm not 100% sure of the state they do now. But yeah, I love this. Like, it really shows that every choice you made, even the little ones that don't really affect much, matter. And that's kind of like the whole that's like kind of a big part of this game. No matter how small your choices, they matter.
You are blinded by despair, and the road ahead is impossible to find in the storm. However, I am so very proud of you. No matter how this turns out, your journey to this moment has been remarkable.
Yeah, and this clearly is like there's always the sense that you and Elizabeth were more than just master and apprentice. It's like she was like a mom to you, and depending on your character, she probably was your mom in a sense.
What a brilliant alchemist you have become.
I'm not crying. Admittedly, I am feeling kind of emotional right now. Like this scene right here. This is part of the reason why I wanted to save it for this particular session. Not just to drag out the length, but I thought this scene was so impactful that it was worth coming to it in this session.
Thank you. Oh,
You smile, your first honest smile for what feels like years, and Elizabeth reaches out to give your shoulder a squeeze.
You are welcome, dear.
You calm down and your chest feels lighter. There's still much to do.
There's gotta be a way to put all those demons back where they belong.
Going around and sealing the demons away one by one with a locket could take a lifetime.
I've got cleansing incense. Like we only need to make a couple $1,000, all right?
The amount of damage they could cause in the meantime is unimaginable.
That's true. I can't imagine anyone in town has insurance.
If only there were, like, a giant spirit locket we could use to seal them all away at once.
About that.
What?
Well, color me surprised. Mind you're a genius.
you're a genius.
I am?
Liv did theorize that the seal itself worked much like a spirit locket. The lockets were modeled after that structure, after all.
So you're saying if we repair the seal, we might be able to use it to trap the demons again?
It's only a theory. We can't be certain.
It's worth a shot.
It's worth trying out.
That's the spirit.
Get it?
What about Ronan, though? If we trap the demons again, will he...
So long as the demon is bound to Ronan, sealing it away will be impossible, I'm afraid.
So there's no way for us to stop him?
There's always a way.
Elizabeth?
I didn't want to have to give this to you.
She hands you a piece of metal. You recognize it as the missing piece of the locket. Anne's not gonna like this. Yes, it does kind of make her work the past few hours seem like seem kind of pointless. Like she was just making what we needed, and now we have what we needed.
Listen.
You know,
Anne's gonna be really angry when she finds out you hid part of the locket from her.
Anne didn't need to know about this. And she won't need to know in the future. This is the piece that made me the spirit alchemist on the battlefield. It allows you to use the locket to unlock souls, demon or human, killing them.
That's...
When I left the Empire, I removed the piece to disarm the locket. I didn't want it to be used to take any more lives. But it appears your path ahead might call for it. Taking a life is a heavy burden in many ways.
Yeah, that's true.
You need spirit energy to fuel the spell. A lot of it. If you want enough energy to repair the seal, you won't get a lot of chances.
But, no pressure.
But if Ronan dies, then the demon inside him will be released, and it can be sealed away with its brethren.
But then Ronan will... Isn't it possible to just hit the demon instead? Then Ronan would be free of it, right?
If it was that easy to end a bond between a human and a spirit, don't you think I would have used it on you when we first met, Mime?
Yeah, that is true.
Oh,
I
I
see.
see.
Whoops. Your choice will influence your personality going forward. I accept that I'll do whatever it takes to stop this. Ronan, the real Ronan, deserves a second chance.
I agree. This cycle of violence has to end. There has to be another way.
There might be. You are the spirit alchemist now. You have surpassed anything I thought possible. I trust you will find the right answer, whatever it might be.
I still think Spirit Alchemist sounds cool.
We should start by finding the others. Though, they might be anywhere by now.
I think you'll figure something out.
To the tavern!
You do, after all, not just share a bond with Mime anymore, but with all of your companions. Use it. Connect with them, and your skill will take you to them. I'm sure whatever needs to be done will become clear then.
I appreciate the specifics. Thank you.
Thank you for your help, Elizabeth.
It has been a pleasure, my child.
You'll be coming with us, won't you, Elizabeth?
Mime?
Elizabeth stays here with me. She still has not told me all the details of her grand adventure, and I am very curious.
Wait, that means... Elizabeth, you're...
Yeah.
My journey has come to an end, child. That is the natural way of things. After all, you don't need this old teacher anymore.
I might not need my teacher anymore, but I still need you, Elizabeth. You can't leave me. Not now.
Child, you mean the world to me. You are family, never just my apprentice. And even if this is the moment that we part ways, I will never be far from you. I will be here, listening to the nightingale sing of the amazing tales that I know you have ahead of you. And once your journey comes to an end again, I will be waiting. The memories of the people who helped us through life reside within you. That is a powerful thing. Use it.
I'll miss you.
I'm going to miss you.
And I, you. None of the heroes here are half as exciting as you, my child. But I will be fine. Now go. You have a world to save.
She smiles and then turns to mine.
Take good care of each other. my dear mime.
The spirit sniffles loudly, drying her eyes.
Oh, okay. I promise.
Aw, my baby. You pull out your locket and focus on the face of a dear friend of yours, reaching out with all your heart towards their spirit. And then Elizabeth's smile fades away. Yep, and this is pretty much chapter 6. We get our friends back. Well, let's start with our love interest, shall we? The streets of Anemone Valley are in utter chaos. Fearful cries and roars of fury are all mixed together as frenzied villagers set their own homes ablaze, attacking family and friends desperately trying to flee.
Time to go.
This way, follow the street and get out of town now.
Thank you.
Hi.
Victoria, what's going on?
Ugh.
You! What are you two doing here?
Look,
This place is going to be crawling with demon hunters any minute now, and they are going to terminate anything remotely magical within the town, including you two. I'm a master of stealth. No one has to die.
this is it.
We still have time to set things right before the hunters get here.
I can't believe this.
You can't possibly be that naive.
Look,
The town is already lost. The knights are rounding up the villagers and holding them until the hunters get here. Right now, it's impossible to tell who's possessed and who isn't. So once they arrive, it will be a complete massacre. It's easy to tell. Just look for the red eye. Oh, right. That really doesn't sound good at all. They really can't tell the difference? Yeah, they're demon hunters, aren't they supposed to be able to? Oh no, wait, she was talking about knights, wasn't she? You need to stop this. You need to put an end to this. We're the only ones who can.
let's see.
You have a plan? Exorcism.
So,
Elizabeth told me a new spell to get rid of the demon inside Ronan. We'll have to confront him directly and then stop him.
well, that's...
So you're what, just planning to walk up to him and test out this new spell of hers? Maybe? You lost your mind. He'd kill you in a second. What kind of idiotic plan is that? Aw, you're worried. Not the time. It's the right thing to
You
do.
have to help.
It's the right thing for us to do. We can't leave the town to its fate. Of course, but you can't just go and throw your life away on a fool's errand. There are people who care about you. I care about you. She trails off, gritting her teeth.
This is...
I know I said things between us couldn't last. We agreed that this was enough, but I don't think it's enough for me anymore. Oh, thank Alethros. We're doing it.
That's a relief.
Good. I'm not sure it was enough for me either.
Huh?
You? You lean in to kiss her. When she pulls back, you feel woozy, and Victoria herself distinctly red around the ears.
All the...
We will talk about this later. Now we have a town to save. she huffs and stalks off. Even in this dire situation, Victoria has the best reactions. Mine pokes her head up from where she has been hiding. Right, we should go. You run to keep up with the knight, smiling. Okay. Let's go for Caden next. You find Caden in an alleyway near the town square. He stays near the shadows, sharp eyes watching the streets closely until he notices your presence. Metis, you made it out. I'm glad to see you're okay.
Glad.
Glad to see you're okay as well, Caden. For now, at least. When we all got separated, I tried to find you, but nothing. I returned to see if there was anything I could do about Rona. My scout... I kind of mashed that together. My scouting hasn't revealed any openings so far, however.
I can't believe this.
I can't believe Elizabeth, she sacrificed everything to give us an opening. We have to do something with this chance, but we have to face reality. We are alone. We'll need a miracle to fix this. You'll never be alone, Caden.
About that.
You don't ever have to face down something like this alone again, Caden. We're all here for you. I am here for you. So stop trying to fix everything yourself. Let us help. Caden looks startled, and he chuckles softly. I guess I really was just acting on impulse again. I'm sorry, old habits are hard to beat.
You know.
You've led us well this far, my friend. I'm ready to see where this journey will take us. Let's do this.
This is it.
Let's end this.
As you wish.
Right. Two found? Off to Anne. Your locklet leads you to Quinn's shop and into the workshop you've come to know so well. You find Anne rushing to pack her notes, anxiously looking out at the street every few seconds. She gasps when she sees you, snapping her bag shut. Metis, you made it. Thank Izeth. I wonder if that's a Dark Souls reference. I mean, in Victoria in and of herself is practically a Bloodborne reference. But yeah, there is a place called Izalith in Dark Souls, as if anyone hasn't played that. If you haven't, I suggest giving it a try. It's a great game. I finished it twice. Finished it once and then jumped right back in because I wanted to do a specific build. Come, we have to get out of here quickly before those lunatics find us. Did you see Quinn on the way here? They were already gone when I made it to the shop, so they probably already left. We should meet up and... I have a plan.
About that.
Not so fast, Anne. I might have a plan that'll allow us to fix things.
Huh.
Does your plan involve some kind of divine intervention? I'm a goddess, though technically it is. I don't know if you noticed, but the entire town is swarming with demon-possessed townsfolk, and those who aren't possessed are probably out for blood as well. Elizabeth, sorry, you knew her much better, and yet I still can't stop shaking. After all that, why did you see the need to put yourself in harm's way again? This town clearly doesn't care about you. They don't want your help, so why? the right thing to do.
This is it.
I know you're scared. I am too. But we need to see this through. We are the only ones who have a chance of stopping Ronan. We have to try. The mage huffs, running a hand down her face with a low groan.
Alethra's mercy.
Why do you have to be so stupidly brave? Because I care.
I have to help.
Because I care, Anne. I don't want to live with the what-ifs. This place is my home. Admittedly, Anne has some great reactions, too. Fine, if that's how it is. Anne dusts off her skirt and adjusts her gloves on those very pretty hands. I still think they're pretty. Shut up. We better get to work.
So,
Now, come on, let's go save the stupid town from certain doom. Really, to be fair, the tavern wouldn't be a great place right now. But how amazing would it be if you went to pick up Michael at the tavern? Like, world's ending, might as well have a drink or two. Anyway. You find Michael in the wilted forest, sitting underneath the very same tree where you first found him. He looks tired, haggard even, staring emptily out into space, and you approach him cautiously. We can't keep meeting like this.
So...
You know, Michael, I'm starting to think you're luring me out here on purpose. Is there something about that tree I should know? Metis? What are you doing? I thought you and mine... You shouldn't be here. Ouch. It will end now.
This is it.
It won't happen again. We will hydrate the town. I have a plan, and this time we're going to stop this madness for good.
Oh, really?
Another plan, huh? You really don't give up, do you? No one would blame you if you just ran away. The library, it's gone. 1,000 lifetimes of work burned up in flames. It's like the world is insisting on burning everything good right before our eyes. How do you even fight such hate? By not sitting on your ass out here, that's for sure.
Huh?
Victoria? Huh. Can't blame a guy for thinking about running away after almost getting executed. Thank you, by the way, for not giving me that unfortunate haircut. I wonder if Michael talks in her scene if you go get her first. If you go get him first. Like, that would just be neat. I think that might be the nicest thing you've ever done for me.
I'm... sorry.
Michael, I'm sorry about the trial and the library. It wasn't supposed to end this way. But you deflecting with that god-awful humor of yours will get you nowhere. Metis has a plan. A terrible, absolutely ridiculous one, but it's all we've got. So, what are you going to do? Hey, I won the Titanomachia for the gods, technically. For those of you who don't know, for those of you who are interested, go look that out. Go look that up. He grits his teeth, and you see for once his mask slipping. He's scared. You're my friend, Metis. Seeing you disappear in that crowd, I don't want to lose you. I fear the wrath Victoria would bring upon the world if you were to disappear. I'm not going anywhere.
This is it.
I'm not going anywhere, Michael. We've done the impossible before, and we can do so again. I believe in us.
Interesting.
Such confidence. I can't say I share it, but I trust you. Let's gather our team of misfits and see this to the end, shall we? And there's the final story beat in the game. Now, you saw that there were 7 chapters, but I just called this the final story beat, right? Well... Chapter 7. Chosen to Choose. This music. You and your companions walk into the town square. All around you, homes are on fire, and the sound of distant screams are ever present. Someone else is already there in the square.
Kim, please, we have to go. No! My brother is still in there. He has to be.
How sweet. Don't worry, kid. I'll just be sure to capture your spirit properly this time and reunite you with your dear brother.
I've got water bombs. I'm all hydrated.
As soon as I've dealt with our other guests.
Alchemist!
Use your spell to take down Ronan. Trust him to help. Now, I think this is basically a choice whether or not to kill Ronan. I believe it is. In fact, I'd say I'm 99.99% certain. But we're not going to take down Ronan. Trust him to help.
It's okay, Kim. I'm here to help. We'll get your brother back.
Thank you. I'm not afraid of you, demon. I can see my brother still in there, and I will get him back.
Uh-huh. Tim's hands glow a brilliant green, and you watch in shock as his eyes turn gold, a mist of magical energy reaching out like vines to ensnare Ronan.
What the? What kind of magic is this?
Nature magic, baby!
Well, I'll be. Looks like our young friend has learned a new trick.
Quinn's quite the teacher!
Spirit magic. Kim, how did you...
You see the demon leave Ronan's body. You have a moment to strike it. Yeah, I believe this is like, are you sure you want to strike now? No, we are going to let Kim continue.
Come on, Kim. You've got this.
I'm not gonna give up on you, brother. I know you've taught me that magic is to be feared, but I've learned that magic isn't wrong or evil. That if I use it right, then it can save people. So I'm going to use it to save you.
Yes!
I'm gonna put you back in control. So show me you really are my great brother who won't bow down to a demon.
And remember the experiment we did with the possession? It can work. There's a flash of light and the echoing scream of the demon of a demon's roar. The light fades and Ronan is still standing. She sorry about that. He looks up, eyes clearing.
Kim?
Yay!
Ronan!
Kim rushes over and throws himself into Ronan's arms. The tall man holds him tightly. The world might snatch his brother away if he loosens his grip. Aww. I love the sprite work here. For once, we see the true face of Ronan.
You stupidly reckless little... What were you thinking? I could have... I almost...
The man grits his teeth as he holds his brother close.
I'm sorry. So sorry.
You all watch from afar as the two brothers are reunited at last.
This is...
You did it? You removed the demon?
You see,
No, it's still there. But Kim somehow put his brother back in control, so he should be safe. Now, at least. I see. That leaves us with the remaining demon problem to fix. Better get started.
This is it.
Time to seal up that rift and get all those demons back into their prison. Right, we can do this, Metis.
Wait.
What? Oh no. This glitch. No. Save. This is a weird glitch with the game. I don't know what causes it, but... Load.
Wait.
Yeah, it's a weird, funky glitch. I hope they fix it at some point, but it's not game-breaking. Just like, say where... the automatic save points are generous enough, and saving and re-entering fixes the problem instantly. Anyway, back to the story. Ronan has composed himself somewhat and joins you, though his hand never leaves his brother's shoulder.
There's something important I think you should know. When I was under that thing's control, I got a good glimpse into his mind. I know it's hard. After everything I did. But he was trying to protect someone dear to him. Just like I was.
What do you mean?
Those demons. They've been trapped beneath the earth for so long. They're furious, of course, but they're also frightened, in pain. Is it possible? Is there any way to resolve this so they don't have to go back to that place?
Really?
So, you would have us what? Leave them be?
No, I know. I'm not suggesting you let them be free, but... Then... Is it possible to... end them? Death would be better than whatever that place is.
Yeah, and look at that scenery in the background, like, wow. Like, it's rather simplistic, but it really gives you the scope of what's going on.
about that.
You know, Elizabeth did sort of teach us a new spell.
That's new.
What are you talking about?
Well,
We didn't have to use it since Kim managed to save Ronan, but Elizabeth showed us how to use the locket to kill by sort of unsealing their souls. It's quite costly enough, so it's probably not useful, really.
This is amazing.
That's it.
huh?
So,
We can use your new skill to get rid of the demons for real. No sealing away like another bomb beneath the town, but permanently gone.
Really?
But how? Metis and I can't exactly go around and fight every single demon in town. Like, we probably can, but that's time consuming, and who knows what damage they could do until then. We have to save our energy if we want to use the giant alchemy puzzle beneath the town to seal away. Oh, catching on. Instead of sealing the demons away, we use the lock beneath the town to amplify this destruction spell. The demons won't know what hit them.
This is...
Would that really be able to reach all across town? If it works for the sealing spell, then surely it will work for this destructive spell too, though...
Although...
Doing something like this, compared to merely sealing them away, that's going to demand a lot more power. Like how much? Like an amount that will probably drain every demon in Metis' locket, and mine as well.
So you are saying... if I give up everything, then all of these spirits will be free?
Mm-hmm.
Mime.
I can do it.
Brother?
I still have the alchemy locket, and if I use the power of the demon inside me, that should be enough, correct?
Probably, but that would re-establish the link between you and the demon. There's no way you would be able to keep him out, and then... I don't think you'd survive that.
I am responsible for all of this. If I hadn't interrupted the Outlander, if I hadn't let this demon inside, then the seal wouldn't have broken in the first place. I have to set things right.
I don't like those choices. Yeah, so now we're in the exact same place I was with my other character. I saved right here. These are the three choices we have. Ronan sacrifices himself. He dies. Kim loses his brother. Mime makes the sacrifice. We live, but Mime dies. Or we go back to the original plan. They live. Both of them live. But the demons live in but the demons go back to their pained existence for who knows how long. And again, there is no wrong choice here. Now, I originally chose this, hoping that somehow our combined power would somehow allow mine to live. But that's not how it works. There is no ending where you have your cake and can eat it too. No matter what, something's gonna suck. But at the same time, I think having an ending like that would have cheapened the story. Remember what Ronan said before? If you try to please, the most tragic heroes are the ones who try to please everyone. You can't please everyone. So it would cheapen it to have the ending where everyone is happy. This is just much more powerful in the grand scheme of things, and I commend Guldra Studios for sticking to their guns and not having a super secret unlockable ending where everyone is happy and get what they want. Anyway, on to the choice. Here's the thing. No way in hell I'm going to survive Mime. I'm going to sacrifice Mime. If you haven't been listening, she's my baby. I will protect her until the end. At the same time, I don't really want to sacrifice Ronan either. We're essentially killing the only other person and the only other family Kim has ever had. But this is not the solution to me. To me, this feels like applying a band-aid to a gaping wound, and like it might work. It's only a temporary fix. But keep in mind, this is still a viable option. This is just not the choice I would personally. This is just not the choice I would make in good faith, really. So, my voice breaking again. So, we are going to let Ronan go out a hero. It's not a bad way to go out.
Ronan, we're counting on you.
Thank you.
No!
I know, Kim, I'm sorry. I don't like making this choice.
It isn't fair! I just got you back! You can't!
I know. I'm being a shitty older brother. But what kind of brother would I be if I didn't fix the mess I created?
Well, technically, it was the demon possessing you that created the problem. So I think you're fairly blameless in this.
The demons deserve to rest. And this town deserves peace. That won't be broken by a couple of pickaxes.
Ronan...
It's only fair, honestly. You gotta give me a chance to outshine you a little.
Be a hero, Ronan.
I mean, I've been gone for a few weeks, and all of a sudden my baby brother's saving the world.
I'm gonna cry.
I always knew you were a smart kid. You deserve more than this rundown town can offer. I bet you're gonna be out there learning magic. And fighting dragons or something. And you'll be a great mage. I'm sure of it.
I'm sure too.
So just let me be the cool brother for a minute, okay? Before you surpass me completely.
Kim tears up but nods, throwing himself at his brother, who hugs him tightly.
You will
tightly.
always be my cool big brother.
Aw.
Thank you. I'm proud of you, Kim. Don't forget that.
Kim pulls away, and Quinn steps up to wrap their arm around his shoulder, nodding at Ronan.
I'll make sure he's taken care of.
Thank you.
Ronan unwinds the locket, and from around his neck... I'm ruining the scene. Ronan unwinds the locket from around his neck and holds it out. Golden light spreads, and you can hear the mirage inside roar with fury. Time to end this. Sorry, Ronan. The spell blasts out, and everything turns white. And so the spell swam through the city, releasing the townsfolk from the demon's hold and setting the spirits free at last. And then Mini Valley woke up to a fresh start, and once the demon hunters arrived, they found no trace of the magic left behind. Likewise, the heroes responsible for the miracle that had happened were nowhere to be found, leaving the sparrows to tell their tale to the befuddled government officials. As the dust settles and your journey comes to an end, You find your mind drifting. You're floating in that space between dream and waking. A sea of color without substance. You drift along in the quiet. You drift along in the quiet, at peace.
It's time to wake up.
The world comes rushing. The world comes rushing into focus, and you open your eyes.
Did you space out again, darling? I don't think it's polite to be napping at your own celebration party.
You are sitting in the anemone fields, Quinn seated beside you, watching you with amusement. Celebrations? What celebrations?
Actually,
Honestly, it's more of a farewell party at this point. Now that the threat of the demons has been dealt with, everyone is splitting up again to go on their own paths. It makes sense for us, though, to have one peaceful moment together like this. You've accomplished something quite extraordinary, after all. Where's Mime?
Mime?
I'm sure I heard her voice. There's a flash of confusion in Quinn's eyes, and then they smile. Last I saw her, she was having a cake eating competition with Caden. I think she might have won as well. Wow, mine. In any case, she's around here somewhere. Must have been tired. I must have dozed off for a moment there.
so that's how it is.
Can't really blame you. You must be exhausted. I try to stay awake for a longer while though. For a while longer though. And get a word in with everyone here. Who knows when we'll ever get to see each other again once everyone spreads to the winds. What will you do after this?
So...
What's your plan once all of this is over, Quinn? After everything that's happened, I suppose my old normal won't be coming back. And I'm surprisingly okay with that. My customers are already starting to come back, and many new faces are joining them. The fact that my magic was used to revive the dead for us has broken a barrier between us I never hoped to cross. For the first time since I got in here, I actually feel like I belong. That's amazing to hear.
That's amazing.
That's amazing to hear, Quinn. Congratulations. I couldn't have done it without you, my friend. The future is looking up for this little valley.
Another thing.
It's going to be quiet when everyone leaves, though. I knew all along that Anne would be leaving for the academy when she was done with her studies here, but it still stings a little. I made her promise to write more often, though. I hope you will be happy.
That sounds nice.
I hope that no matter what might happen, you'll find happiness in this place.
Thank you.
I already have, my friend. Now don't hang around here. You got people to talk to. Go on, have fun. Yeah, this is your congratulations. You get this is like the epilogue. So yeah, same thing. We are going to start with Victoria and with mine. And then yeah, there's also this spot with a particular scene. And obviously, if you sacrifice Mime, she won't be here. Obviously. To the market.
I see you're done napping. I am honestly at a loss for what will happen next.
I am no longer bound to the Empire. I still wish to change the system. Perhaps I will pull some strings, take a page out of Michael's book, and work from the shadows. As long as I get to do it my way. You'll find time for me as well, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
That's great.
I'm looking forward to seeing you turn the Empire upside down, breaking their voices.
This is the plan.
I will make it. I will make a difference. You have my word. I almost can't believe we actually did it. It's hard to believe that in the end, it was Ronan himself who saved us. He did it for his brother.
I see.
He did it all to give his brother a brighter future. He was an admirable man despite it all. Indeed. To love someone so much, while also finding it within his heart to empathize with the demons that brought him so much pain. He was a remarkable person. Now we stand before a new future, and I have questions. If I return to Aeronatus, not as a knight, but something else, if I were to use my skills to get justice my way, would you walk that path with me? Of course, mine would have to agree as well. It's not an easy path to head down, but even so, I want you with me. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready, Victoria. Whatever you need, I'll be there to support you.
I see.
I thank you. I'm not usually good at asking for help, but I think I'm going to be grateful for yours. She didn't ring the bell too often, and I'm guessing.
Thank you.
I want you to know that you mean a lot to me, and I'm going to make this work, no matter what lies ahead. Hayden. You find Caden in the mines, the tall outlander inspecting the location of his once failed ritual. He smiles when he sees you approach.
I think I might have overindulged on food today, but it's an odd feeling.
Sorry.
To have no strings holding me back, no obligations pulling me in a certain direction. I've been looking at maps, trying to figure out where I'd like to go first, but I came to the conclusion that I might just begin walking and see where the world takes me. It would be strange. Frightening, honestly. But an adventure for sure.
Just don't get lost. You deserve it. You deserve a chance to do something just for you.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to this new adventure. It is quite an achievement we've made. How are you holding up with all this? How are you feeling? I'm relieved. I'm relieved that it's over. That makes sense, given everything we've been through. I pray that mercy will allow you a moment of respite now. You deserve it. Anne. You find Anne sitting in her chair, furiously scribbling away in her notebook.
Just a second. I need to get these final thoughts down. I just got a sudden inspiration for a new angle to my research. Since I can't use the findings I've completed here as a thesis, I better get started on a new project.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Anne, for keeping this a secret. Not for keeping the research a secret, might mean my voice breaking.
Actually,
Don't thank me, you were right. This sort of knowledge would be unwise to publish with so many people out there ready to exploit it. It's strange, but I'm actually also looking forward to traveling a bit more, getting to see more of the continent in my research for a new angle. After having faced down demons, coping with a few dismayed villagers seems like a walk in the park. So much has happened since I arrived in this town. When I think back on it, I'm horrified that I let myself get dragged into this mess. But some other part of me is grateful. I don't think I'm the same person I was when I started out. I like the new me. Modest too. You've done great.
Glad.
You've done great for yourself, Anne. I'm looking forward to seeing where you go from here. You and me both, my friend. I have to write down the rest of my notes before I forget. Before I forget what I was thinking about. I'll see you later, Master Alchemist. Michael. Oh yes, and a little thing. If you romance Anne, at least in my playthrough, she asks if you would join her. You find Michael sitting beneath a tree, staring at the blackened branches above.
The sparrows haven't returned to this place yet, but I'm sure they will be soon. Singing Rune's latest masterpiece. I wonder if we will be in it.
So we just caught an advertising sparrow when we first met Michael.
I won't be staying to find out, though. I'm a man on a mission now, after all.
I'm going to use what I found here to make a positive change on the world, even if it's just a tiny one. Who are you? You have a plan?
I wonder.
You sound like you have a plan. I wouldn't truly be me if I didn't have one last scheme up my sleeve, no? Michael pulls from his coat a small leather-bound book with a sign of the Archivist marked on the cover.
Look.
Please don't mention to Victoria I saved this. I fear she might be rather cross with me. It is not much, but it is a start. Somewhere for me to begin in this new mission of mine to hold the Empire accountable.
I mean, sure, there's no set deadline, but I do finally feel a sense of purpose.
No deadline needed. If you change the world little by little, it adds up.
I'm still getting used to that.
Don't mess it up. It suits you.
That's great.
Being driven by a goal suits you. I hope you stick to it.
Let's see.
I have a feeling I will, or else a disgruntled alchemist might come and knock me back to my senses. You've been a most trusted friend, and through all of this, I'm grateful for you, for your help. Don't get sappy on me. We'll see each other again.
About that.
I'm sure our paths will cross again in the future. I look forward to it. Ending with mine, we're going here. There is a particular scene here. You find Kim standing off to the side alone, staring out in the forest with a faraway look in his eyes.
Hi, Alchemist. Sorry, I was a bit lost in thought there. I still can't believe that he's gone.
Aw, Kim. I really want to apologize, but I'm gonna be brave here.
So,
He did a very incredibly brave thing, your brother. He was a great man.
I just wanted.
I know, it just still hurts so much. Ronan sacrificed himself to save all those spirits, to save me. He became a hero. Now it's up to me to do something that, Now it's up to me to do something with what he's left behind.
Look,
I'll go to the academy and become a great nature mage who can save spirits and humans alike, just like him. I'm glad I got to see you one last time before I leave Metis. You'll do great.
about that.
I'm sure you'll do great, Kim.
Thank you.
I'll do my best.
actually,
Honestly, I'm starting to look forward to it a little bit. I might even make some new friends there. And what lucky friends they'll be. Now my baby.
hi! Over here! I saved a cake for you.
Cake! You sit down with my among the anemone flowers, and she smiles brilliantly. With everyone talking about their plans for leaving, it makes me feel a little sad. We've made some amazing friends here, but now we have to part. But now we have to part ways. Seems unfair. Even Victoria. I won't mention that for a specific reason. We'll see them again.
About that.
We'll see each other again, I'm sure.
Got it.
That's a nice thought. You know what you know that? You know what? You know what? That makes me feel better. No punctuations there. Weird. It's not farewell. It's see you soon. I do find it kind of interesting what sort of adventures we might get to in future. Being stuff with you is certainly going to ensure that I never get bored. I'm looking forward to it.
I wonder.
I'm looking forward to the future ahead. A sneaky duo on our grand adventures.
Thank you.
Aww. My baby. Thank you, Metis, for being my friend and through all of this. I'm grateful for everything. And finally, the alchemy shop is quiet. If Elizabeth is no longer here, even if Elizabeth is no longer here, you can still feel her calm presence linger in the air. Yeah, this is like last chance and sort of thing. You know the type. Have you done everything you wanted to do? And move on. I'm ready. You close your eyes and breathe in deep. And the doors to the shop burst open.
Hi!
Metis! Come on now, everyone's waiting. She grabs you by the hand, and you can't help but smile as she grabs you out into the light to rejoin your friends.
At last.
And this is pretty much the epilogue of the game. And that is how the tale of the Spirit Alchemist comes to a close. Anemone Valley was saved, and the demons once imprisoned were finally set free.
Let's see.
The attempts of the Paragon to keep this incident a secret have failed, as news of the death of his Knight Commander spread to Eridus, sent further onward into the central capital. With another election coming up and a movement among the public growing, and a movement among the public of growing doubt in his abilities to keep the dark creatures as a magic in check, his rivals were smelling blood in the water. Politics as usual. That's just all politics for people who care about such things. The real story is what happened to the alchemist and her companions. The city of Anemone Valley was in quite the state after the dust had settled. There were those who felt resentful and wished to lash out at the magic users in retaliation. Such voices, however, were quickly beaten down by those whose hearts had been captured by the kind flower mage Quinn. The shop became a symbol of hope and new beginnings, and later a place to learn and share knowledge as Quinn began teaching. The mines might have closed, but Anemone Valley bloomed, and as humans, nature, and magic came to work together towards a brighter future. I'm sorry, I'm like holding back so many emotions right now.
Well,
Victoria left the Knights, finding that her own morals no longer aligned and with their way of doing things. With her detailed knowledge of the inner workings of both the Knights and the Demon Hunters, she began digging on her own. With the help of her alchemist and her spirit friend Mime, they began unraveling the corruption of Eridus from the shadows. Metis and Victoria never stayed apart after this, fighting the good fight to make Eridus a better place together.
How interesting.
Michael kept his list from the remains of the now burned Archivist Library. And with it, he began hunting down those who had been behind the cleansing and had taken his family and so many others. He wasn't completely engulfed by the thoughts of revenge, however. One could still find the colorful mage creating chaos in taverns across the continent, and occasionally he would find his visit. He would make his visits to the Mage Academy in the south, checking in on a certain mage child, though he would never make his presence known.
No.
Anne made good on her promise and destroyed all her research about the Spirit Locket. Her original plan of earning her professor title before summer's end wasn't quite successful, but she took to the road and traveled the lands in search of her new research. She came to find she didn't mind the wait. And she finally was ready to present her new case. She brought her invaluable experience. From her life on the road back to the academy. As a professor, she made a point of teaching her students about both the trials and wonders of waiting for them outside their school, and to calm those who might be fearful of the future. She also made changes by pushing for permission to allow pets into the campus premises. Something that immediately earned her the title of Teacher of the Year among the student body. Of Teacher of the Year among her student body. I worded that wrong. Caden disappeared after the valley had been saved. Relieved of the burden he had placed upon himself. Ooh, this is different. Relieved of the burden he had placed upon himself, Caden finally followed his heart and traveled across the continent. He was careful to stay out of the eye of the Empire, but everywhere he went, a trail of new songs sung by the sparrows was left behind. Singing songs of the adventures of a shadowy vigilante, doing their part to make the world a better place. The end. Yeah, that bit with Caden was totally different. I got a completely different one with him before. And there's a lot of... That just shows how much replay value this game has.
Indulge me.
So what do you think, Madam Alchemist? Do I do the story justice? You did a wonderful job, Rune, as always. I'm sure the story will be a popular one of yours for years to come.
Happy to oblige.
You flatter me. It is time, my love.
I see.
Oh yes, I suppose we have been lingering here long enough.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Rune, for indulging an old woman's curiosity.
Happy to oblige.
It has been an honor. Safe travels, Madam Alchemist.
Thank you, dear.
You as well. And so I am left with but one audience member left. Truly the end of a tale, or is it?
I'll be seeing you.
I hope to see you back here or again one day, hero. What a great game. And yeah, there are differences depending on what you do. I am going to do the other endings, the other paths, so to speak. I'll cut out what's relevant and for future videos in the series. But we did it. We beat up at Arcadia Fallen, and I believe this is worth the awards. And good luck to them on the next one. This has been a great game and a fantastic experience. This is money well worth the money, and it's very cheap. So if you're looking for a good visual novel or something in the fantasy setting, pick up this game. However, before we end off, let's wait a little bit, because I want to see that intro one more time.
From the shimmer of light in the workshop, he felt safe to the broken glass. In the streets, reflecting her fright, desperation can set the stage for acts of villainy, and heroes may need to confront their demons in more ways than one. For a choice to be made, you must overcome the binding and twining of souls upon. So strong it may just keep you bold and tall. Yes, you. What will you do when the call for action beckons you to choose? Yes, you. What will you be? A hero, a villain, or a monster indeed?
Still a fantastic intro. So yes, I implore you. I will show the other variation, the other endings here, the ones I have earned at least. But I implore you, even if you've seen this, please get this game. Support the developers, and create your own story. See where you land up in the scale. See how many variations you can find. But anyway, I'm dragging the song on a bit. This has been quite the journey. Thank you all for joining me. I don't know what game I will do next. I'm considering it. I'll start uploading it as soon as the new video as soon as it's ready. But until then, I'm Metis Balaska, signing out.